Greetings and welcome to Transit Ministries, and specifically to this series, The Bible in the Bedroom for Marital Success. This is part 3. And in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 2, Paul goes on to say, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife. That's the part we're talking about today. Let every man have his own wife. Now the word have can be about possessing. I have a computer. I have a cup. I have a car. I have a book. I have whatever it is that I have. I have a wife. But Paul makes it very clear, let every man have his own wife. Now, if I already have a wife, why is Paul talking about having the wife? It's because the word have can also mean the relationship. I have a wife. There's someone I call a wife. I have a brother. Someone I call a brother. It defines my relationship with that person. So, possessive, I possess. Relational, I relate to him in the sense that he is my brother. But it can also be a verb. To have can also be a verb. I have a wife. That is our relationship. But it can also be a verb. So Paul is talking here about the having. He is using it. In literature, they call it hyperbola, which means that he is actually using it to stress. You have a wife, but you must have that wife. Are you getting that? So in other words, there are men who have a wife, but they don't have a wife. So Paul is making it clear that in certain cases, men must be able to sit among themselves and say, oh, we all have wives here, we're all married. How many times do you have your wife per week, per day? How many times do you have your wife? So there is have a wife, and there is I must have her tonight when I go home. So Paul is being very clear. And he says must have, but he also says his own wife. So Paul is talking about, yes, being married, but he's also saying, man, you have wives? Yes, we have wives. Man, you must have those wives that you have. Very, very clear and very, very serious. He says to avoid fornication, let every man have, not his wife, but have his own wife. So don't have a wife and then want to have other people's wives. Very clear. The word have as a verb, as a doing word. Let every man have his own wife. Hope you've learned something. And guys, have your wives.